D.L. Hughley.
They screwing this man
I
name
keep
up.
fucking his name up. D.L.
D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley. You see how he passed out during the set, and it's confirmed that he had COVID-19 and what's not, and that now he in isolation and what's not.
Oh, yeah, but that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, once you have COVID-19, you have to go in isolation.
No,
But he had
okay.
home, I think.
Okay.
How you feel with that?
Man, and you saying this a concert what he had?
No, yeah, he was performing on stage and what's not.
That's
he was a comedian and what's not.
That's a dangerous thing, because I thought when they having these concerts, everyone have to be tested and then everybody have to be cleared to be able to come. Yeah, because boy.
Well, I don't think so, because it's just, like a lot of businesses, they put the like temperature, thing in the air,
yeah.
right? So, and he said that he didn't have no signs of what's not. He just passed the fuck out. So, and they were saying that there's like a lot of symptoms and what's not. He just passed out. So, and he was totally healthy after that. And he looked strong to me, like Idris Elba when he had it. He looked strong, So
it has to be more than that though, because COVID in most cases is mild, In most cases you wouldn't have to go to the hospital and things, but I don't know, it definitely have to be something else.
You think it's something else?
It have to be. He probably, I don't know, was he drinking or anything?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what he said. That's what he said, man. That's what he come on and say. He said, because COVID affect everybody different. You know what I mean? Some people have been walking around, no symptoms, and they just boom. You know what I mean? A lot of people are fighting this COVID thing off, and they didn't even know they had it. You know what I mean? So, man. Big ups to the brother. I hope I like watching his interviews on Vlad.
Oh yeah,
I like watching
his
interviews on Vlad, and I just hope he gets better, and that he keep doing what he usually does. Keep doing what he usually do.
Yeah, being a fan of him from from a long time, from when he used to be with the Kings of Comedy and thing.
Ah,
yeah.
Right.
And then Def Comedy Jam, thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got that hair dyed right up.
Oh, I see him recent,
He got that dyed right up. That's like when who used to have your boy used to have that hairline. I remember like Safari when he used to have that. Just
painted on or something.
Yeah. But he ain't got to paint it on. That shit legit. This shit's solid.
Well, gee, I gotta look at him recent, because I ain't see him in a while.
Yeah.
Cause usually him on the radio and stuff. He do a lot of radio shows.
Yeah. You see that video where that dude slapped that chick with the skateboard because he get rejected?
Yeah, man, that's... Yeah, I don't know, guys, just have to... The problem is the guys don't have any options.
Options?
Any options. Meaning that, like, if other girls was into him, you wouldn't, one girl not liking you wouldn't make you that mad.
Man, all these guys over there and this...
No, listen, there's girls there, but there's not that much girls that might be into him.
Yeah, but he just talking to a random girl. You know what I mean? I mean, for him to react like that, that's
but yeah, what I'm saying, like, if he get used to rejection.
I mean, to me, that dude is a psych fucking old. You know what I mean? I mean, he slapped the shit out of that chick with that skateboard. He's a psycho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just a part of the game. You talk to, a lot of chicks. And whatever you hit, you hit. You know what I mean? That's just a part of the game. Rejection is a part of the game. So, you know, I know you was telling me for a little while now that I should go on IG. I still, I like to meet you in person. I like to see you.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? I know I've been saying that I can get on IG, but I like to meet a gal in person and see how she looks in person. Because these filters, they something else. Makeup is a whole lot of filters I make up. You know what I mean? It's so I rather see you in real life, see how you look. Probably catch her, at the gas station, at the store, where she work at. You know what I mean? That's where not at the club.
Oh yeah.
Never at the club.
I completely against that now.
You know what I mean? Because if you see at the club, she too done out. It's a lot
even there's a lot of music, you can't even talk like
it's
that.
a lot of like layers going on there, so you can't really even see
dark,
how she look like
it's
that.
Dark too, and you're drinking,
you're drinking. You can't really see how she look like that. So I rather meet her at the gym.
I like the gym too. The gym and the beach, that's mine too.
Right.
Go to
the
places
gym,
right there.
the beach. You know what I mean? And then depending on what her diet like, if you meet her,
I love those talks, bro.
Right.
Dieting.
If you meet her at like a vegan place,
conversation
she
right there.
She taking care of herself. She probably might be in the gym, but if you see her diet right, everything else right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I love that. That's a big sign of the type of person she is. Like how you take care of yourself, how you eat, how you treat yourself.
The thing, and you know what I noticed over here, right? Cause I just moved over here from Freeport.
Okay.
The prices over here, they fucking high. Hey, I go inside the food store. And I'm trying to live a vegan lifestyle for, almost been living a perfect lifestyle, for like almost 10 years.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, so it basically, when I come over and I was looking for some agave.
Okay.
A bottle of agave is like, they usually sell it tools, right? 2 in the set. When it was $17 at cost right.
Okay.
And then when I go on over here to what that store name again? What we been to
not food store.
Save More.
Save More.
What the store name was?
It was a food store.
There's something like a little jingle to it. Cash value or something. What the name again?
Extra Value. Was it a food store? Or?
It's a food store.
Okay, we went to Super Value and we went to Extra Value. Extra Value is the one next to that restaurant where we got to eat. Where you got the burger from? You got the beef. You got the bean burger or something.
I think it's Super Value. Super Value, because that's the one with this ringtone. Mine, it was like $25. Not so expensive. Real talk. Not so expensive. I didn't know.
But I don't.
Not even just that. Like a couple little different things over there. I noticed that it cost like at least $3 or $4 more than in Grand Bahama.
But tell me something. Are those the same brands or they
It's the same brand.
Same brands.
Same brand. And I just noticed that even with honey and what's not, because sometimes I do use honey if it ain't no agave. I ain't no perfect vegan.
Okay.
But I do notice that even with the honey, it more expensive. Same brand honey, it more not so a little bit more pricier than I wouldn't say that's a bit more pricey than Freeport.
That's strange to me. You know why? Because Nassau has more people, so meaning they could sell more stuff.
Yeah.
So why should the price be higher if you're getting more volume in sales? That's very surprising to me. Because the other family islands, for sure,
it can be
more expensive than
yeah.
Nassau and
right.
Freeport. But because they obviously they wouldn't be getting as much sales, so they would have to increase their prices to get more profit. But it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's just because of what's going on right now. They having a lot of price hiking and stuff like that.
Shouldn't be. I think that's illegal, but.
And then another thing, remember Hurricane Dorian came in Grand Bahama, so I would assume the prices would be much, much higher because, you know, businesses just trying to get back. They're trying to get back some profit, so. But that was very surprising to hear that Nassau was much more expensive. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, so you see the thing when I sent you with the white underbelly, right? Whereas no, where with the interview with
Oh yes.
yeah, I think her name was in China, and you know, even if you ever watch the white underbelly, I would suggest that you watch it. Whereas you could see more in depth interviews of what we talking about because we just can't be going glancing over it. China, 16-year-old black young lady.
Yeah, very sad.
She been prostitute since she was 13 years old, and I honestly, when she started to tell a story about like how her father killed her mother. I think it was a domestic dispute, and it just went south. And her uncle started to take care of her, and you know he wasn't really no good guy, so she ran away from him, and then she, you know, she used what she knew, what could get her money,
Provide
which was,
value. Yeah.
you know, working on Skid Row, and you know, basically using her body, cause she couldn't find no job, she couldn't get no money, and she just was using what she got to buy food, just to get shelter and whatnot, and I just was like, whoa. And I think it was a couple months ago too. It was a chick who was like, she was just turning 17. This chick 16, but it was a chick. And she was talking. She was like 16, 17, and she was talking about, you know, how bad her situation was, like how abusive her family was to her, and how they used to cut her and beat her. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. And I honestly couldn't believe that, you know, people would do things like this. I mean, we see it on the news every day, but I mean, just like, you know, because I think a lot of times, you know, we just say, oh, well, you know, she's selling pussy, right? But we don't know her story. You know, I want to get that. You know, she ain't no good. But I think a lot of times we too quick to judge people.
Yeah.
We don't know their life story. We don't even if that's a professional, even if she come from a good
upbringing.
Good you know, I mean, what is a good upbringing? You know what I mean? So I mean, just as in, we just a lot of times in my opinion, we don't need to judge, and just, you know, because we don't know what situation someone come from or what's not. I was always on the side of we need to legalize prostitution because, you know, in that interview she was talking about how the one thing she was scared of was the police.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, you know, clearly ain't nobody, you know, the government ain't helping her, ain't nobody helping her, you know, and that's the only way only way she know she could get money. You know, she shouldn't be in fear of being locked up or what's not. And that's the only way of making money. You know what I mean? So I always, and you know, I don't be listening to these niggas who be talking about prostitution. They be the same niggas who be buying pussy on the low, and they be lying. They be lying. Okay, so don't who be like, you know, you know, prostitutes. I be like, nigga, I know you be on the low buying pussy on the low. Okay, so stop your shit. All right.
Yeah. Well, my thing about it is,
Yeah.
I think people should, if it's your body, right?
Yeah.
You should have your choice what you want to do with it, even though that might not be the most, the most profitable way you could use it. But at the end of the day, it's your body, so you should have a choice in how you want to use it.
And I always was saying, you know, we need, if, you know, with prostitution was not, she, you know, it's a lot of things what could happen to a chick.
Yeah,
you know,
sure, very
if
risky, very.
yeah, you know what I mean. You know, I would prefer if a chick says she wants to be a prostitute or what's not, that she's in a safe environment,
Mm-hmm.
that it's that she is able to get tested. You know, you can know the results, and that you know. It's not that she's secure, you know what I mean? She's safe, you know, can happen to her, and you know, she protected, you know what I mean? So I don't want it to be something that's underground.
Or it's on the streets. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're saying like it should be like a brothel?
Yeah, not a brothel, but I mean, if she can do it, you know, these people, especially women, they're always like especially black women, they're like very marginalized.
Okay.
Even in you know, even with us being women and environments, you know, we want to make sure that our women are safe. You know what I mean? So, I just, you know, feel like it should be in a safe place. The woman should be safe, and she shouldn't feel in danger. You know what I mean? She should be safe. You know.
So let me ask you something.
Well,
what about, OnlyFans is very popular these days.
Right.
Isn't that almost the same thing but just an online version? And then, she's much more safer. It isn't as risky.
OnlyFans, to be honest, I've never used OnlyFans. I too cheap. You got Pornhub, you got tastyblocks.com.
Okay.
Right? There's a lot of free tube sites. So, I mean, even though I'm a big fan of Sarah Banks,
okay.
I ain't paying for that shit.
But, okay, look at
I
this
can
now.
go on the tube site, you know what I mean? I probably can go on the tube site and I can be able to get the content what I want.
But you have to look at this too now. Remember, everybody has their little things that they like, their fetishes and what's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, alright, yeah.
And then people, you wouldn't get that free most of the times, or you might want more of that.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some girls who could specialize in, okay, I just want to show my feet, or, there's some dominatrixes and stuff like that. So people willing to pay for that, and I mean, OnlyFans, the success of it, many girls are becoming millionaires on it. It just goes to show that there's a market for it.
We got a couple of Bahamian girls who on OnlyFans too.
Yes.
Right. Shout out to all the Bahamian girls on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
we got one from Grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever in now. I just moved to Nassau. So
yeah, there's one from Nassau.
Yeah. The shout I don't remember their names right now. But shout out to the chicks on OnlyFans.
Yeah, making that second income.
COVID closed down.
Mm-hmm.
COVID got everything shut down.
Bills gotta pay.
I just ain't get paid.
No, but
but I mean, you know, shout out to all the niggas who paying for the OnlyFans and what's not. We gotta next time I can big up the OnlyFans so well, so everybody can go buy their shits and jerk off to their shits and what's not. Hey, speaking on feet, what you think about feet?
What you mean?
Yeah, like foot fetish. It's like listening to a lot of listening to horrible decisions.
Okay.
And I think Miami B, she be talking about how she be doing like little foot fetish modeling and what stuff.
Okay.
And let me tell you what, that reminded me. I used to work with this guy, right? And you know, I remember one time this chick come on the boat, and he, the first thing he stopped, he's like, "Well, you see her foot? Like you see them toes? Look what the fuck this nigga talking about?" He was like, you like, you see her feet?" And she had like the, you know, like when you have the, like when women have the like the little clear, then the white tips.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that's what she had.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Man, they some nice feet. Like she got some like," and he was like, they some solid like
Just
toes. He
fantasizing.
was just,
He wasn't joking. He was like
serious. I was like,
serious.
this nigga in the feet hard. And I was thinking to myself the other day, like, is feet like big in the Bahamas? All feet big in the Bahamas? Like, is it a big? Do a lot of dudes in the feet? I like to look at feet like this. I believe a chick should have, like, you know, it should be neat.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It
very
should
much
be
so.
neat.
Should be clean.
You can't be walking around here with no T-Rex type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas in you,
Should be well
You
trimmed
get
too. Not
down,
only clean, but well
you know, you
trimmed.
could scrape rock with them shits. You know what I mean? They gotta be a little decent.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
And clean too.
Because I've been looking, like me, I remember, I seen this chick the other day, and she had these like, cause my favorite color is baby blue, and she had these like baby blue nails. You know what I mean? Or it was like a lime green, and they almost like them shit is tight. You know what I mean? And you know, or like one thing about me is I love dark skin women, and she was dark skinned too, and I was looking at her like,
dark skin feet.
but she was young. She was like really young. I ain't tried to talk to her before.
Okay.
I ain't getting nowhere. But I know her before, and I be eyeing her. But she a little. It, my Achilles is dark skin, so like if she like, even if she young, and I usually don't fool with like young girls.
Yeah.
I like women in their 30s.
Okay.
Right. So I prefer women in their 30s and up, but not like. But if she can be 30s and up, she gotta be right. You know, body gotta be right.
Yeah.
You know, women when they in their 30s, they take care of themselves a lot. You know, they more independent. They eat right. They work out.
Not in all cases, but
not in all cases.
Not
right?
I don't even say in most, and here in the Bahamas, because if you see the ones here.
I mean, yeah, right. But the ones I be talking to, they be taking care of themselves.
That's the type you go for.
Yeah, that's the type we go for. That's why when I go to vegan restaurants, and you know, if I see her out and about, she coming from the gym, I know she keeping herself right. She probably eating right. You know what I mean? You know, so that's the type of chicks I usually try to go for. You know, once they're in their 30s and 30s and up. You know what I mean? Cause they take care of themselves. You know,
more independent, yeah.
And they eating right. You know, so the pussy tastes right. You know what I mean? Cause you know, these chicks out there who be, you know, these young girls, they be chicken. I want chicken in a bag, and you know they be, you know like a lot of pork and thing. You know, I don't fool with no pork and thing, but you know what I mean. That don't be making the box taste right.
Okay.
You know, the box don't be tasting right. You know what I mean?
I didn't notice the difference, but since you mention it now, I'll
like
consider and see.
Yeah, if you see a chick like she eating like a lot of fruits and what's not. I know you don't go for older women. You don't fool. You don't.
No, not as my first choice. That's it.
No, that's your first choice.
Not as my first choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You usually fool with like the young guys.
Right now, I wouldn't say too young. I'm 25 now, so I usually go for like 20 to 23. I find that's my sweet spot. Yeah.
I like them 30s in their 30s. I usually go for a chick in the 30s and what's not. I know you like the 20s, the young. See, because you know when you 20 and 10, you could eat whatever the fuck you want to. You go KFC. I go to KFC. What you want? A thigh, a side of brisket, and a soda. You know what I mean? You know, she can eat like that. You
Yeah,
know, and
because
her
the
body's,
metabolism
the
still,
metabolism,
it
high.
doesn't slow down.
You know what I
it's,
mean?
It's fast, so.
But once you reach in your 30s and what's stuff, you can't be doing that shit.
Yeah,
You know, even when you
yeah.
in your late 20s, you
One
know,
little thing,
you know,
then put on weight.
right,
So.
right, and then you know, like, you know, when I like, cause I always school with a lot of older women, like in their 30s and what's done. So I notice it's a difference in the taste and the way how they, you know, they don't play when it comes to their health. You go in there, when you go inside a woman in her 30s in her kitchen. When I go inside her kitchen, you know what I can see? Olive oil, coconut oil. Inside that fridge can be a lot of fruits. She can, yes. You know what I mean? She can have like a little baked chicken breast. You know what I mean? She can have, you know, you can go in there and you can see like a little vegetable market in there. She can have a little juicer, a little fruit ninja there, a little what you call it, NutriBullet.
Oh yeah.
Whichever
I
one
love
there.
those.
You know she ain't playing around when you see stuff like that inside there.
But I'll say
And she
one.
about her shits.
I'll say one advantage that I really like about older women, especially ones with kids, they know how to cook. Because I mean, if you're cooking for kids and things like that, you have that practice.
Right.
Trust
And
me,
the
a
thing
lot
is,
of girls under 30, they don't know how to cook. They like all them, they live with their parents, so they're like, my mommy cooks everything, and they just
right.
never
Thing
learn.
is with me, I cook for myself. I don't need her to cook for me.
Yeah, you shouldn't
know
have to
what I
cook every time, but I mean, it's good to have
And I
someone
think
who experience.
I think like I slam in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Because I get down to cook, because you know I can't usually, the way I eat is very expensive, right?
Okay.
So it's best thing to do is to have a lot of control over your food, so as in you don't spend so much money on food every day. So I like to just buy stuff and then I like to cook.
In bulk.
Right. So it's cheaper, and then after a while you get to know how to do it. Like me, my favorite thing to do is cook pancakes. I eat pancakes any time of the day. You know what I mean? Right.
But yeah, that buying in bulk thing,
Yeah.
I strongly recommend that.
Yeah.
Because even for me, like I meal prep, like I cook once. I cook on Sunday, and that's me for the week. I freeze
Right.
everything.
Right.
You don't got to worry about it. That's why people can't they have trouble sticking to their diet.
Yeah.
Because you know you have to be making food over.
Over and over.
Yeah. Instead
Well,
of just having it set before you.
The thing is with me is I like to make, like I love pancakes, so I'll do me a banana pancake.
Oh yeah.
I
put some cinnamon in
said,
that.
oh
yeah.
man, you know, like I'll wake up first thing in the morning, and I'll be like, you know, what I can do today. I like to use the NutriBullet, because I had a NutriBullet,
Oh,
but I
nice
lose it
stuff.
now. Car wash and Daddy Whites again. You just okay. Car wash and Daddy Whites. I mean, now I see a lot of that. You know, it's, you know, I'm a fan of Daddy Whites.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I like a lot of his music. Um, he's definitely a person who is controversial. Not so much. I really have an issue with a lot of that, because I know a lot of. I would even call, like, you know, like how we say Asian Bahamians, or you know, we wouldn't say Chinese Bahamians. You know, they Bahamians.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people who are Bahamians who are of Chinese descent, and you know, one of these days, you know, I like have a conversation about, you know, about that time, you know, because, you know, I think there are a lot of people who are in the Bahamas who are Chinese descent, who are fond of him, but you know, they ain't really rocking with it. You know, they'll feel the certain type of way. You know, if he, you know, with him saying, you know, the things he be saying about the Chinese and what's.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I'm a fan of Daddy White. I love his music and what's not. So 3 months, and then hopefully maybe one of these days I can do an interview with him and just see, just get his opinion on things and why he says things that he says, you know, and what's not.
Well, that's the thing. I think in this time, People like to hear controversial things. That's why Rodney Monk, I feel like he's so popular. Like sometimes the things he says,
you know what?
people love to hear controversial, especially with that Michael guy.
You know what? I be trying to figure out if he think we in the 50s or the 40s, but he be like
Negroes.
the Negroes. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's you gotta be different. You gotta stand out.
I mean, when he be saying the Negroes, I'm like, there ain't no Negroes. Like what like I don't even let's say if he was born even back in the 40s or 50s. I don't know how old they
No, he's not that old.
You know what I mean?
60s.
Right, but I mean, people don't even talk like that.
Yeah,
but I see him at the farmer's market, right? And I see when he answered, he answered the phone, right? He was like this. We have some citizens. Hello, we have some citizens. I was like, this nigga like this in real life. You know, he be talking like that.
Yeah, he's always at McDonald's all the time, every morning. And
he's talking like that in real life.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's like, I have some citizens here. I was like, what the fuck? I ain't lie. I couldn't stop laughing when I see that. I was like, yo, this nigga really be talking like.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, as much radio as he does, that would be hard to fake that. You know, that's how he really is. But yeah, he says a lot of controversial things, and with so much conviction. That's another thing. People like to hear that conviction. You know, that's how these people become memes and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a character.
Yeah, and it's like his jokes, he is say it in a way where he's so serious, but it's obviously.
You know which one? You know, it was one he was cracking this one joke about pussy. I forget what it was, but it was funny.
Something about the cat.
Yeah.
Something.
Right.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember what it was, but it was I'd say this. He is a character.
Yeah.
For sure that. But shout out to the farmers market. I was saying again, I can't stop bigging up the farmers market. You know, shout out to all the local farmers in Nassau, Grand Palm, Lucha, all over the farmers who doing it. You know, I support you wherever I go in the farmers. I try to buy as much local product as possible. You know what I mean?
It's all about being healthy too.
Yeah, and supporting our people.
People say it's expensive now, but you have to
look
at the long run. You pay now or you pay later. You know, eating that junk food every day.
Right.
That'll add up. And then next thing you know, in the next 20 years, those hospital bills are very expensive.
Right.
You can pay now or you can pay later. And you actually feel better too.
And it ain't that expensive, you know. If you buy papaya, there's something like these big papaya for $2. That ain't expensive. Papaya for $2.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good price.
They're good prices. Bananas and what's not. You know what I mean? You could buy these things. It ain't as expensive as people be trying to make it sound. You know what I mean? I'm Jamal Masera.
Oh man.
We going in. Okay. I'm Jamal Masera. You know, just like a lot of these major companies like the Redskins with football and you know, these companies who've been around for a certain amount of time but refuse to change no matter the weather, no matter the climate in the room. We just gotta do as you know, I'm not an American citizen. I'm a Bahamian. But I don't food Anjumam because not just because it's an export only product. It's an export only product.
Yeah.
It's an export only product. Has a lot of fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. And
plus the history. I can't rock with nobody, you know, who ain't rocking with me. You know what I mean? So, to me, the first time I saw when I heard about Angel Mama was when I was watching Divorce Court.
Okay.
And this guy brought it up, and you know, shout out to I think what her name is again, Judge
Judy.
Not Judge Judy. On Divorce Court, Judge. Not what her name is.
She like young looking.
Yeah.
Girl, right? I seen her, but I don't know her name.
She's an older woman, but she She my type. I'll take her down. I try to remember. I try to remember her name from the Divorce Squad. I don't remember her name, but she was. I remember when it was one case where I said this woman. She was making like cupcakes, brownies, or some like she's doing like some type of baking, and her husband brought it up like I ain't your mama, and um she shut him right down. I was like, what this is? But this I ain't your mama. But then I found out the company been around from 1889, starting November 1st. You know what I mean? You know, a company that been around from then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got out some dirt, and you know, just looking up the history, I was like, whoa. And then I saw uh this thing on World Star, and the other day with what's her name again? Sing Her by Sing. That's her IG. Sing Kin by Sing or something like that. Light skin chip. She looked like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, yeah.
She ain't no snack. She looking like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And she I remember her talking about it on um I seen her on Words start talking about it and whatnot. I was like, okay, all right. Let me check out her IG. You know what I mean? After I finish that, you know, for research purposes. Let me see how she look in a bikini. You know, because I see she out on this little bodysuit. And I say, you know, all right, okay, you know, let me see if
see what she's saying.
See what she's saying. You know, but shout out to her and you know, letting people know what time it is, and you know, she look good in the bikini. You know, I ain't gonna lie, she cake up. So, you know, a lot of these brands have been around for a long time. You know, it's all about you know supporting our people, and you know, because ain't nobody can say it, but only we can say it first. So I always say, when people say, you know, we gotta invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We gotta support local businesses, local brands, and what's not. Like I love Bahari. I rock Bahari. You know,
Yeah.
I love.
I was going to get some. Their last collection was really good.
Yeah, you know, and we can't be like, oh man, that shit is so expensive. But you can drop you can drop some serious money on some Tommy or some Polo or some lacrosse, and them niggas don't want you wearing that shit. You know, I remember when Trick Daddy was talking about how he was calling himself the Polo Boys, and Polo reached out to him and said, was like, we don't want you calling yourself Polo or wearing our clothes. So that says to me, if y'all they don't want us wearing our day stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, even with Gucci man, you know, Gucci reached out to Gucci man was saying that they don't want
to be associated
with him, or they don't want him calling himself Gucci. But Gucci ain't had, but I remember when he was talking about it, but that was a name that ran in the family, his family. It had nothing to do with Gucci, the brand. So, yeah, it's to me, I sit down and I say to myself, I try to invest, like when I buy clothes and I go out and I know I'm buy like some nice. I wait for Barry to come up with some nice jeans. They ain't have no jeans.
They might come to it because they always expand. I see they doing cologne now.
Yeah.
Long sleeves, sandals.
Yeah. I got a lot of these shirts and what's not. Shirts. I ain't got none of these jeans yet. The sandals. I haven't. The sandals.
The sandals was one of the first things, though.
Yeah, the thing is with the sandals is, every time, because you know, in Grandmama, them sandals don't be that long, because they usually get sell out. So I don't even get a chance to like buy me a pair or what's not. Because I usually wear sandals all day, every day. You know, like me, I usually don't rock. I got on tennis now, but I usually just wear slippers, you know, all through the year. You know what I mean? So only like, let's say if I going out or something, I might throw on some shoes or something. I'll throw on some shoes then, but usually through the year I just rocking sandals or something. But you know, it's all about supporting our fellow beings and what's not, because you know, if we don't support us, ain't nobody else can save us or support us.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever heard about Chris Chris Sales? Well, Hitman is baby mama Queen Naja.
Hmm.
Um, they on outs. She refusing to let him see his child,
Mm.
and we have situations like that. You know, I personally don't know about them, but when I
Hmm.
saw the topic, I was like, oh. You know, I've heard situations like this, and I've seen situations like this happening in the Bahamas, and I feel like, why? You know what I mean? When you, that's why I always tell people like, yo, if I can have a child, I can have a child in my 30s, because I want, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
to slow you
I like
down.
the, like, you know, we gotta be some adults about our shits.
Yeah,
You know what I
gotta be
mean? We got,
responsible.
you know, because we got these kids, and we can't, you know, the petty little games, and you ain't letting me see my child and
Oh
what's
yeah.
not. You know, a lot of times, especially in our community, fathers get a bad reputation.
Yeah.
But it ain't always on the fathers. A
Yeah,
lot of times
exactly.
it have to do with the mothers. You know, with doing a lot of these petty situations and what's not. I think it's just a hot mess. Um, it's definitely, it's gonna affect the child in some
For
way.
sure, because people don't realize the effect the father has in the life, or at
Yeah,
least a positive male role
yeah, and
model. That's a big, especially for the boys. That's
I mean, to me, I feel like people should have kids in like in their 30s, early 30s, late 20s, when you a lot more mature. You know what I mean? Because all that dumb shit, running around hiding a child and fighting in the middle of the road and what's like, that ain't good for upbringing for a child. So, men and women, we gotta be civil out here, especially in
hmm.
our community. We gotta act like we got some goddamn sense in our head, you know, especially when it comes to these children. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it goes back to because honestly, most of these people who having these kids in their 20s,
Mm-hmm.
they aren't planning it, meaning
Right,
that
right,
it's
right,
a
right,
mistake. So that's where the problem really starts. They just having unprotected sex and just not
right.
being responsible. So
But even like I see a lot of times, um, just like when we was talking about with the dude who, you know, who got rejected by the chick
mhm,
and he slapped her with the skateboard. A
mhm.
lot of times, there's a lot of domestic abuse going on behind closed doors. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of people just don't want to walk away. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And and I mean, I think a lot of times people be like, if she hit me or she disrespect me,
mhm.
then that means I gotta beat her ass down or I's pussy. You know
No,
what I mean?
no, but
You know,
see
I
that
mean, no,
starts
but I
from a
mean, I just
female.
being honest,
Yeah,
or
that's how
like,
some people think.
I
But
mean, like, I just being honest. People feel like they have to, if a chick disrespect them, they have to like put hands on her. So just leave the girl alone. You know what I
no,
mean?
but that starts at a young age, like a
You know what I mean?
upbringing. Because I
Right.
can't even, I can't even imagine ever,
You know what I
putting my
mean?
hands
And
on
I
a woman.
always say like this: a lot of women and a lot of men, they stay in these relationships. I don't know why, but they stay in these toxic,
Yeah, toxic.
violent relationship. I always tell people, say, one day he or she is gonna kill you.
Hmm.
It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be even a month from now. It might not even be a year from now. But one day,
Hmm.
that person is gonna kill you, right? And um, I always tell people, say, listen, if you look at the news, if you watch people going to court, it always sounds to me like it's like a love gone wrong type of
Mm-hmm.
situation, a relationship going wrong. And I always tell people, say, like to me, you know, you kill her, you can be in jail for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
And then
they don't
you know
have
what I
that
mean.
forward
You
thinking.
might as well just leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. I just keep moving. You know what I mean? Only one thing you're supposed to beat up, and that's the pussy. Just beat up the pussy. You know what I mean? You don't beat up the pussy, and then you dip. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta beat her up. You know, the only thing you supposed to be beating up is the pussy. Nothing
Yeah,
else.
but that starts in the upbringing because usually the father's supposed to tell the child how do you treat
And I think
women.
it's just how we talk to each other. You know, if I see like a chick, she talking to me like out her neck, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't fucking with her. I ain't talking about her at all. I immediately like she done dead to me. It's a certain amount
What
of
do you mean when she's looking over her
no,
shoulder?
no, no. I mean, like, if she talking to me, like, she on some rah, 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 rah
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, 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 no,
I
no, no. I
yeah.
cut that off real quick because um, we ain't gonna be behind closed, rolling and
Yeah.
tussling on the floor, and when I get in the car, we throwing blows, and they like, nah, come on. Like, talk to me like you got to say. Talk to me like how you started on white people at the hotel. Okay? Talk to me like that. You know what I mean? If you can't talk to me, don't if you can't talk to me, at least talk to me like that. If you can't talk to me at all, don't talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I I think people should not ignore the warning signs. There's
right,
always early
right.
warning
Or
signs.
or, or you could just if you really love the girl and you really want, sometimes that might be how she grew up. And if
Mm-hmm.
you really want to make it work with her, because we don't control where we grow up and the situations that we
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Sometimes she might need you might can help her by saying, listen, we need to go see
Counseling.
counseling. We need to work on communication and what's not. So whereas you know, you don't get so angry. You need to know how to communicate with me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just talk to her and let her know that I'm trying to make this work with you. You know what I mean? Or he or she.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way just let them know that listen, the way you talking to me, I don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? And this we need to work on. You need to work on communication. I think a lot of times why relationships is going south is because of communication,
Yeah.
bad communication.
And then also you gotta have non-negotiables. Like, say, because if something starts to happen and then you let it happen so much times, it becomes a normal thing.
Right,
So
right. No, but
usually,
the thing is, if you don't talk to someone and they ain't trying to do better, then you gotta let them go.
that's why I say I have like a three strike system. Like, so for example, like girls who like say they rowing me out and cussing and all that stuff. If it the first time is a one, and I'll be
You
like,
let her
okay,
know.
I don't like this type of behavior.
Yeah,
And then I will tell her, like, if it happens a second or third time, I will leave.
yeah,
And then if I don't leave on that third time after she do it, I ain't a man of my word.
yeah.
And then she can just not respect you and keep on doing it.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
why when these things happen, you have to know what your non-negotiables is,
Right.
where you willing to walk
That's
away.
like what I know. This going off topic, but it kind of reminds me of April Jones, Omarion,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I was like, who raised this chick? You know what I mean? I know TK Kirkland, he got this special out called like Who Raised You? You
Okay.
know what I mean? And whereas like to me, I look at that situation like that sounds like some like revenge type shit. You know what I mean? Like she wanted to hurt him, but at the end of the day, you gotta understand. And I don't know how little twist fall for the trap. He fall for the bait. I understand why he fall for the bait. You know, she's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, I
She
guess
got,
a lot of guys.
you know, I seen her IG, and man, she got a body. She got something on her, right? But the thing is this, right? You gotta see that coming from a mile away. That's you're a 4 year in a in a band, right? And she mad. Y'all two break up, and all of a sudden, the baby mama come want sleep at your house. You know what I mean? She walk around in these little booty shorts and shit first thing in the morning, and like obviously it's she want her your brethren. You know what I mean? That's what it about. And like to me, like I sitting there like, wait, how this nigga don't see the shit? Like how he don't see that this chick about to flicking play him? You know what I mean? And she just trying to use him to get to but it looked like it was some other things going on. Like he had like an issue with wife. He looked like he had like a wife with Marianne. And I was like, ooh, I might have been on some low key type A shit from the get go, for like a long
from the
time.
back, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
like
history,
like he might have been, you know what I mean? You know, listen, man. I always tell dudes, and he in a band, he well known, he making money. Why you gonna be fooling with your boy? You know what I mean? His baby mother, she done got 2 kids for him, and what's not.
Sounds like a personal thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's all this kind of out here, and you gonna be fucking with your boy, y'all. You know what I mean? So that to me, that was like.
I'll have to be personal.
It's
I show you a woman throwing themselves.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know, to me, you like you mess up your money like that. He going the rest of the band going on. I mean, Omarion cut the rest of them, but he ain't gotta bring them Fizz on door because it's his tour. You know, Fizz ain't got no songs other than what songs we know about for other than I mean from the band. You have any songs with Puppet?
I don't know any.
No, I don't know about none. I know about Hot Icebox. Yeah, that's Omar. I know about them joints, what Omarion got, but I know about that. I mean, you know, that to me is like you play it yourself. You know, you like he played himself straight through and through, and she never was gonna fucking be with him for the long term. He just fuck up himself. I mean, I don't know if he can, how he can come back. I don't know if he can be like, if he can come back and be like, a boy, I don't know how you can work it out with your boy. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, sometimes this love is blind you know. Especially after so much years.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But I'll say this, you know, as men, we need to watch how we moving, because a lot of times a woman will use you as a pawn in our games. So you gotta be smart and up on game. You know what I mean?
But this is why I entertain meeting a lot of different, start to date. Start to date early so you could, so you could have experiences, give them time to play the games. Yeah, they might run it on you once, but the second time you could be able to recognize it earlier.
Right.
So I know. Get a shot because she only judging you from a picture. Sometimes she might just see one picture. Oh no, I like this guy. But in person, there's a lot of things she might like about you. Your body language, your voice, seeing you better.
Right.
So
because a lot of times what I do is sometimes I talk to you talk to a lot of different chicks. Like, hey, how you doing? Let's go to lunch or what's not. Or you might just see her. You might be in a situation where you see her a lot of times.
Yeah.
And then with having conversations with her, you will see like, oh well, it working on it. This could go somewhere, or this ain't going.
Yeah.
You can just,
You could see that connection much
right,
faster.
right,
Just texting, you just.
right.
So, and another thing about texting too, you could get in a lot of trouble fast. That's why as soon as possible, you would want to meet. Getting in trouble meaning that sometimes I say these little jokes just to tease them.
Right.
But
Or
I
they
mean,
might be misconstrued.
Yeah, it's how you read it.
Right,
It's how you
right,
read
right.
it.
Yeah, it's a lot of times. That's why I really like. That's why I send like I don't really like the text. I like the voice note.
Yeah,
I like the voice note.
Since you started doing that, I started doing that more.
Right.
You're the one who get me into that.
I do a lot of voice note because like I don't like to do a lot of texting because I be like only like one time I see that message mess me up. Like when I was uh texting, I was texting this chick, but she couldn't really. She was Italian. She really couldn't understand my accent, even to this day. Like,
Okay, so that's
like
so
she
you
couldn't
got the text.
understand my. So I
Okay.
had to text her.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell the chick like, listen, I don't like the text. I like the voice note, or I like call you, or I like like me. I like to say I like to see the pussy in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'll video call you and I'll let you know like, listen, I ain't just up and just video call you. I'll let you know like, listen, I can video call you in a couple of minutes so you can get yourself together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like to see you, and like when I talking to you, like when we having a conversation, I like to see like the little mannerisms and to see like the little back and forth. You know what I mean?
And plus, it's 2020. If you could do it, it ain't
You know
like
what I
back
mean?
in the day where
Like,
you had to use a telephone and thing.
Right. So once I meet and a chick on that level, bang, I know where I was in. It's all about communication. It all comes down to communication. The texting and thing,
Yeah.
I never was a fan of that. I text, like when I texting someone, that's usually on like some formal type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
like
pretty
good
cool.
day,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Good day, madam. You know what I mean? That's like on something like that. But I like voice note, call, video call. That's me all day, every day. But you meeting a chick in real life.
Yeah, but
Like
I'm
that's
saying
like my approach.
But I'm saying in real life, there's a lot of girls, they just get in it's like a bunch of guys messaging them.
Mm-hmm.
Some girls show me, they have hundreds of guys sending them.
Messaging them and what's not.
But when you send a voice note early on, you distinguish yourself. And she kind of figure out what type of guy
it's kind of
you
like,
are.
it's kind of like you selling yourself. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You selling like a picture of yourself, and cause like if you just like like the IG thing, you just a picture on.
Yeah.
You just a picture online. You know what I mean? That could be anybody, but if you start to send like a voice note
Or
like,
videos,
the
videos
voice notes,
too. Even if you post videos on your
right.
Instagram,
They can say like,
could figure you out a little better.
I ain't getting catfish right now. This
just a
this
real
nigga
guy.
is real life. You know what I mean?
And you could tell their vibe too. Like
Right.
even some girls on Instagram, like just them making a video, I could kind of tell like how our interaction, if we would click or not. Yeah.
Right.
So, guys, we really recommend that. Start sending voice notes, stop texting.
Shout out to subscribe. This is the first episode. We live, but so click that subscribe button, guys and gals, and follow me on. Well, I ain't on Instagram yet.
Not yet.
No, and I ain't on Facebook yet. Or Twitter.
No.
With,
Man,
with
we
the,
gotta make those.
with the I gotta make it, but but I'm gonna